pretty much everything they want, and also everything they want for a fast-paced push lineup. And I always have a question mark about Lycan right now in the meta. I haven't gotten to see it too many times. I'm not sure how it works too well in most of these games because it feels like it's always getting countered. And now it's a safe lane Lycan, so yeah, really gonna have to look to be impressed here from Into the Breach, and it's into Enchantress. So yeah, let's
There's
see
a
how
lot
it
of
goes.
issues.
It's tough.
I mean, I think that there's definitely a lot of question marks around this Into the Breach team, no matter what. We did get a chance to sit on down with Kadaro, and he has a couple of things that might help illuminate a little bit of maybe what they're thinking about with this draft.
Well, we have an inside joke of which side we prefer, and it's basically whenever we want to farm, we go Dire, but when we want to farm while being aggressive, we go Radiant.
It's the key right there, Fog. That's the key, you know? You play aggressive with the Lycan safe lane.
Well, they're gonna have to, because I think they're gonna have to play very fast-paced. You've got a Viper Lycan core. At some point, you're gonna just get, unless you're dominating this early game, you're gonna get out-farmed, you're gonna get out-maneuvered. And Nigma's draft, it's scaling, it's really aggressive, it's tower pressure, it's objective taken. Let's see. Yeah, this just looks really difficult for them just off of the bat, and let's see how these lanes all end up going, because it doesn't look like any of them are going to be too easy. They're going to have to really make a lot of chaos happen, and I'm going to be all eyes on Immersion, really. He's always been amazing on his Earth Spirit. It's just a hero that's not really played too much anymore. It's really hard to actually make the early rotations work, and also, sometimes the early rotations just aren't really worth it, because kills sometimes just, you know, you force so much for a kill, but the kill is just not that great.
Right. Oftentimes it can be better just to like secure a rune or something, which to be fair, that hero does pretty well also.
Yep.
And in this matchup that we're seeing mid, Supreme already taking a lot of damage from Sumail here and is going to keep up that pressure. This is going to be something to watch for.
This looks like a really tough lane for Ember. Sure, once he's got Flame Guard, there's no way for Sumail to break it or anything like that, but still, it doesn't matter. Just the sheer physical damage that comes out. And Sumail, he's looked great on his Nature's Prophet. And to be honest with you, Nigma has actually looked really good in laning phase. Every game that we've seen them play so far in the DPC, they've actually come out quite far ahead in those lanes.
Right, it was against Tundra, right?
Yes.
Did they have any other games that we didn't cast? I don't remember. Regardless,
I think it was that.
It's one of those things where you want to see if they can keep up that momentum now, or was it, you know, a factor of them really well preparing for the Tundra lineup? You know, and obviously one of the teams that has the most amount of information on them. We'll see if, you know, this draft is what they need to do to take down Into the Breach. But 7-3 so far on NP versus the 5-0 on the Ember. You can see Kadaro facing off against GH up top here. Kezu gave a little bit of a grimace when we talked about the Phoenix lane paired together with the Lycan, and it's kind of seeing why here.
He could just die here. He's still level 1.
No, Kadaro gets a little bit of a right click off on the creep there by GH. Didn't connect onto the Phoenix, but still showing the power that they have.
It's tough because they have such limited amount of stuns and catch, and they have Phoenix, where Phoenix can sometimes just, everyone just walks away from your egg, or they can just commit onto your egg because you have nothing to push them off of it. So it's going to be really reliant, like you said, on Immersion, seeing what he can do. And it is, you know, this Phoenix into an Ursa and into a Beastmaster who gives his team all the attack speed to kill the egg. So yeah.
Phoenix going to need to find some other avenue of making things happen. We saw there as well, out of the corner of the screen, the double water runes being denied by Sumail on that 2-minute mark. Super annoying to deal with. Ember had the bottle already brought out, though, so had a full round of it. Wasn't needing that for the regen immediately, but he'll have to be right on the mark if he wants to make sure that he gets any bottle refills.
Yeah, Sumail, same thing the other day, right? When he was playing the NP, he was even killing all the bounty runes. Like, he was just literally sending like all over the place. They're really good at covering when he's playing versus those bottle heroes.
That's Immersion. Gonna get the D ward here. Make sure that he blocks out that camp so there won't be any pulls going on.
Okay, up top, they've got level 3 on Jibe. Here they can actually start to put some pressure onto Amar. Maybe can even bring him down. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, Ursa very, very low. Immersion walked in vision there for a second, I guess. Has another roll ready.
He's going for it.
Tries to find it onto Kuro. There's a punch and a couple more hits. First blood drawn by Immersion, and Amar, he's going in, trying to take down Zibe. He is going to fall after, so a double kill for Immersion as the Ursa goes down, but got that Viper first.
That's a really good start, though, for the lane. They get these double kills. They're already slowing down the Ursa and last hits, and now Urn's already finished, and with the death, he can bring all those items for Immersion to continue laning rather than having to go back. Excellent start. And yeah, I mean, that's always going to be the one to watch for me for this match. It's Immersion. He is always shined on that Earth Spirit.
Yeah, one of the sort of few heroes that is stuck in with it, even as it's fallen completely out of favor by everybody else.
Yep.
And can make a ton of super solid moves. And getting that type of a start means he might think about it some rotations toward mid. I mean, do you think that feels like a pretty decent place to go for to try and find Sumail?
If Supreme's healthy, like, right, if he can get Supreme a rune maybe, and then they can commit onto Sumail perhaps, but right now Sumail is just not allowing Supreme to really get any rune coverage or really get many last hits. I mean, 19, but I think a couple of those are treants, so he is going to constantly be pressured. Sumail's also really abusing the Sprout, in case you've been realizing. He did this the other day too. I started to watch of how we're going to see these runes. He's checking one, making sure he denies the other. He's so annoying.
That sucks.
Yeah, look at that. So Supreme, he's probably going to need some help from a buddy to get a refill. But pointing out the thing, so he sprouts himself.
Yeah.
Nature's calls on himself, and then he eats one of the sprouts too, because for people who don't know, if you eat a sprout tree, it's a double tango.
Interesting. So basically 6 tangos coming to lane.
Yeah, it's actually really, really interesting. If you alt over, of course, sprout, you get to see a tango that consumes a tree-created sprout, doubles the heal duration, so...
Another 2 bounty runes denied now, and then Kuro picked up the other one. So, I mean, that's the still 4 right there is the bounty rune total that we've been seeing. GH gets the lift in the midst of it, pulls him back into the tower. Is it enough damage with the stick charge? Yes, it is. GH goes down, but nobody there to get the XP for it.
Taker gets the last hit on with his wolf.
Oh, okay, there it is.
At least he does get that.
Nicely done. Okay, so you can see that, I mean, the big thing here is, like, Ursa definitely being shut down early on.
Yeah, that's going to be the key here. But the pressure is going to start getting harder, because Kuro, every time he finds a camp open, right, he's going to be able to then start to push away this Viper. So they need to really dominate top. Otherwise, it's going to quickly swing into the favor of Nigma. As top, Jibe.
Get the kill now onto Kuro, but he is going to go down. And Amar being sort of chased here a little bit by Immersion. MC, like what GH is doing, not sure about that one, but a nice little win there for Nigma.
They got the kill bottom. They actually find the Lycan. Yeah, just the spam. I think he found an opportunity just to get that lift off on him again.
Yeah, it's pretty wild there. 4-4, but that kill, that is starting to hurt now for Into the Breach.
And they have to watch out Sumail 6. So, wow, yeah, a lot of pauses going on. I guess they're having some mic issues, I guess that's what they were saying. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, level 6 is now out for Sumail. So those squishy heroes in the side lanes could just continue to get punished.
Hold on. 1 second. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. We need to focus on something here. Can we press enter? Amar just did the most mannered thing I've ever seen him do.
He said sorry?
Yeah, he said sorry. He came on in and he said, sorry again, guys. That's really growth right there, people. Love that. Ah, beautiful. Sorry, continue on now.
No. That was all. Just that, yeah, early aggression. That's what this Nature's Prophet from mid kind of kicks off. So top, Viper, I think the next one to look at, Jibe. He just TP'd back up here. He's level 4. So I'd imagine Sumail, he's probably going to look to make this aggressive move onto the Viper. If you kill him one more time up here, it's going to be pretty problematic. This hero's when you play it as offlane, it's all about having that early start, early success, and not dying too many times in a row. If he dies again, yeah, his lane's over. And he's having to stay pretty far back.
And you can see Kuro also getting this heal creep now. Oh, this is the nicest thing ever for this Ursa right here.
Yeah, big burst of heal. 100 every time that he does use it.
Keep able to spam it.
That's the perfect creep, really, it feels like, actually, versus a Viper lane.
And you can see, are they trying to get a pull off there as well? It looks like there's still blocked out for the moment, so not going to be able to. Needs to wait for the respawn.
Jibe, look at how careful this Viper, like no harassment whatsoever anymore. He's not using poison attack on enemy. Ooh, actually gets the courier, but he's not able to use poison attack aggressively anymore because they're probably saying, yeah, watch out. Nature's Prophet might just swing in.
Yeah. The threat of Sumail and that rotation, he hits incredibly hard and has that big old Wrath of Nature that can come out as well in just a second.
Look at bottom. The spam axis, it's going to come back up. And Sumail's actually making his way down here.
Okay, Taro in some trouble now as he does have the dive off to the side and the Sunray to boot. As Oakar just backs away, tries to head off the map, TP's out with it too, and he's out of there.
The tower.
Yeah,
That's the thing that they're going for. Tower pressure.
Ooh.
I don't think the Wrath of Nature actually hit anyone down bottom. I'm pretty sure it just hit the heroes up top and clear out a ton of creeps for Sumail. But either way, he got what he came for. Tower's taken out. And this early pace draft from Nigma Galaxy looking good already.
Yeah, this is exactly what they're hoping to get out of this. I guess that probably now as well, you're starting to think about how to shut this down further.
Just get Suprema Rune. He needs to. He just keep looking for bounties. They're all taken. They're all denied. Will he find a power rune this time?
It's just taking a walk, man. It's rough.
Will it spawn?
It's up here. And
okay.
it's an invis. It's something.
Nice. Cool that he's gone for... He's actually skipping. I think this is something that the panel was talking about, the lack of... Will they actually go for shipping? He'll be okay. The lack of deep push that's coming on the side of Into the Breach. I see that Supreme, he's actually accelerated how fast he's going to be going for Maelstrom this game. Usually you see the Corrosion / Blightstone early to be able to actually just do your constant slight spam. I think he's starting to realize, I'm going to have to spam summons from Beastmaster, summons from Nature's Prophet, and start to slow this down a little bit.
God, jeez, damage though, dude.
The right clicks.
That is so frustrating to play against. He's just gone all stats there. As they trying to beat down onto Kuro is going to be enough for the kill, but now with Sumail coming in, it's going to be a ton of damage out onto that Viper, who is going to get ran down and killed. Amar still taking a lot of DOT, but saves that salve for the end of it. Although with the invis now, can they get this? This would be a huge snipe on him. Oh, looking.
He tries.
Yeah. Wait, he spots him now.
Ooh, he's got the enrage.
He's just out of range.
But if they get the initial silence, they tried.
Unfortunate. Well, for Into the Breach, they don't connect there onto Amar. Nigma Galaxy still firmly in control of this one.
And a Viper who's 1-3, hero that's supposed to just dominate the lane. It's not happening. As Supreme now, he's just dead.
Oh, unfortunate. He was like trying to go out towards the top side there and ends up getting hit pretty freaking hard.
Sumail already has Witchblade done. Level 9, dominating the mid matchup. Bottom also continued to dominate. My Control's got his Dominator. That was not intentional. I'm so sorry for that one. And yeah, the Ursa, Amar, who had a little bit of a tougher start, has now completely recovered. He's on his way toward Battle Fury, which is going to be beautiful versus a hero like Lycan.
Right. Well, and I mean, to be honest with you, the way that this game is going, we'll have to hold that thought because they want to go in on Sumail. This is a big kill for them. Exactly what Into the Breach need to try and right the ship a little bit. And with the Troll Creep, this is going to be a good chunk of damage and maybe even the Tier 1 tower take it.
Yeah, they have to rotate over. Will MC look to make the move? Right now he's farming jungle. He's under vision. Gadaro gives away that they have vision there too.
Yeah, that's...
But they're not moving for the tower yet. GH slowly walking over, but it's nearly dead.
Yeah, and the damage is going to really start to accelerate here in a second as more of these creeps come out with the rally. But the roll in finds GH. Now the kickback connection is there. GH dead.
Immersion.
Look at this.
He's the one to watch. 4-0-2. Having that excellent start. Always jumping on the heroes. Sumail now.
Moves in.
Trying to help MC.
Dude!
Big hit.
Wait, that long range hit. Is it going to kill him off?
Nah, he's
okay. I was going to say. I was wondering about the bonus damage and all, but...
Imagine if the Witchblade comes back up because of the projectile while it's flying in the air. The Witchblade just comes again.
Dude, that'd be a long...
That would be pretty funny. If only it didn't increase your projectile speed, then maybe it would have been slower.
Dude, you and your numbers.
I'm sorry, I'm a nerd.
We all are.
I feel like most people don't even remember some of the things that, like, some of the small benefits that items give. But yeah, it does increase projectile as well.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah. But all three lanes, yeah, looking good. However, Immersion, as we said, is able to find a couple opportunities. And it's a big one, right? They get the tower, so Taker is set up to a fast pace here. And maybe going to make his way toward top as well, too. So if Nigma's not prepared for those pushes, the tower will drop.
Getting closer to that Vlad's. See if anybody wants to come up and try and defend this. They're already in position with GH. Would need to take a bunch of TPs, but down bottom, it's Nigma Galaxy. They've already taken the tower, so they've already made sort of the counterplay, and it looks like they're just going to give this one up.
Yeah, GH is scared. He's like, after the last situation where he walked up and just got kicked in, I don't think he wants to walk up. All right, so good moves there from Otaker.
Immersion hanging out mid, waiting for somebody to show up here. Doesn't look like he's going to be given that opportunity. Supreme gets another Invis rune.
There we go. So that's Immersion's job. Secure those power runes.
Yep.
And now start to get active. Smoke is at the ready. They do have vision on top of Amar. They've been using the wolves really nicely to scout. And they're okay. Never mind. Looking toward bottom. Looking toward the easier kill. If they get on top of Sumail, they're likely just going to bring him down.
They find MC instead. That's a good one to get. Roll through after the pull, and MC, he's going to die. So a not insignificant kill at all. That's a great one to get.
Yeah. MC, very limited mana. Just been spamming his hexes a bit too much to farm. Doesn't have roar to try to run away.
And I'll say it's interesting. After the hot start that Nigma had early, they've kind of been going more the route of splitting up and farm instead of trying to like sort of keep pedal to the metal, which, you know, it makes sense. You don't want to give up this huge advantage that you got, but inadvertently it's sort of happened.
Yeah. It's been a slowdown, but I think they just got caught off a few times from the rotation from immersion, but they're prepping, right? They're prepping for an explosive timing. Those stacks are huge for the Ursa, and Battle Fury's near done.
As Uro will go down.
All right.
That was another ult to use for Otaker.
Steals it.
Nice, nicely played.
It's only going to last a short duration, though.
Yeah, those stacks are very large. And MC and Sumail clearing through them really quickly here.
Okay, not going to wait for Amar to finish up Battle Fury and go for it. They're just going to take it for the two of them.
Yeah, getting into that Helm of the Overlord feels like it's going to be a pretty big win for them.
They're going to be able to just group up and kind of go for whatever they want, right? They can sneak a Roche at any moment with this lineup on Nigma Galaxy.
Right. So this is the thing that we saw for a little while when Helm of the Overlord was like completely broken, is like teams taking it from each other and stuff like that. Is that going to be the dynamic in here, or do they each just get their own, do you think?
I think there's going to be some shenanigans going on for sure. Both of them just taking them, because, yeah, they're both going to finish it up almost at the exact same time as Into the Breach, getting active. Like how they're moving around the map. I mean, it's 9-6. They are getting out-farmed, out-efficiencyed a little bit here, but looking to stay active with Immersion and Supreme.
To the Breach, they said in that little mini interview that Radiant is where they farm aggressively. So farming aggressively, they find Kuro, and what do they go for next? Is it time to think about Roshan? I mean, at least it's got to be on the back of their minds somewhat.
When they have the Overlord, perhaps, they could look to do it. Because if they can also take that away from Nigma, yeah, that'd be pretty huge. Still continuing to make moves around. Immersion, he's almost got Vessel. I mean, he's secured 5 of those kills with his kick. So, Vessel, pretty good. At least, I mean, Vessel's always going to be decent. It's not like there's any big heal functions or anything that he's negating in this game, but it's still, it's like the best item you can buy on this hero.
Yeah.
Even if you're versus Ursa and you're like, I kind of want Yules, you always need to have this type of build.
Yeah, it's one of those things that even just like, you know, the bonus damage that you're getting out of it and current HP per second instead, it's pretty good stuff. As he is surrounded by enemies. If they cast Hawk right now, he is dead. Instead, they find the Hawk. The Phoenix gets out of there. MC walking through the trees. Oh my god, dude. He's so close. Immersion. Just stay in there, buddy. Don't worry, we're coming for you. Into the breach, they roll in. They find one. The kickback, the silence onto both with a great magnetize. And the supernova on top of it. Roar, Otaker right there. Can they bring down the egg in time? They do. The stun comes late, and both of them are going to fall. Woo! So supports die, but more die on Nigma.
Great commitment. I mean, Immersion, again, just starts the fight, starts the battle. With this ward they have also, he gets the initial silence on GH. Perfect angle. And then they just let the Lycan just overpower them and surround them. Now he's got his Ancient. He's got his Helm of the Overlord finish. Can get his Ancient. Perhaps they can look for Roches. Yeah, look at GH. Instant silence.
That's very, very well played there. And, you know, the damage increase that sort of has happened over time, I think it was longer duration or something, the magnetized change, where it's slowly been getting some buffs, doing some really solid teamfight damage in that one.
And now we do have, so this is something I actually didn't really think about, but with the Phoenix Egg, they may not have the most disables, but they do have the nosedive.
Oh, so yeah.
Perhaps you could actually just disarm everybody around that egg. That's something I haven't really been seeing utilized too much.
Well, and particularly thinking about this in the context of a position 3 Viper. Like, we've seen the Ags come out from mid. I guess, to be fair, we just haven't seen that much offlane Viper.
Sure.
But looking really cool as a first item, if it works. We'll see.
Works. I mean, in theory, it can do some significant damage, and it could trip up Nigma massively, like when they're committing for egg, as we barely saw them even finish it off last time. And yeah, Roche on the menu after that triple kill.
BKB completed for the Prophet, but stealing this away from Nigma now, do you feel like this is sort of the the way that the game was supposed to go for Into the Breach when they were thinking it through in their head.
Probably thinking it just because they have like Viper and Lycan, which can just accelerate so fast, but with the Ember, maybe not at this quick. Like, they just found great opportunities, a couple big kills. 13-8, right? They're just playing fast-paced. Nigma have gotten slowed down significantly. They have to wait. Like, Amar just needs time to farm before he wants to show up.
Right. And I guess that is the thing at the end of the day, is that for this Nigma Galaxy draft, you've got, you know, NP, you've got Ursa. In the late game, it feels like they're going to be very strong, as Sumail is just going to BKB and TP out of there.
Full defensive one, though.
Yeah.
Aggression from Into the Breach. Right now is their time. Like, it's go time. When they've got Aegis on Ember, they've got this type of itemization right now. Supreme also going for Shiva's cool build. They got to just kick that pace up. And again, these Wolves, the scouting of these Wolves, it's Hawks versus Wolves. They're doing a great job of just keeping tabs of Nigma.
And dude, they're diving in. Holy moly. They dropped the roar onto Immersion. It's been a thorn in their side over and over again as Into the Breach.
They're finding a big window here.
I mean, yeah, this is huge because, again, you think about, like, okay, NP can fight right now. Definitely Beastmaster can fight right now. But Ursa, with this Battle Fury and, like, a Wraith Band, like, he's still, what, 1,400 gold away or so from getting BKB? It could be a little bit tough for him to show up to these engagements, and he has to keep farming.
Yeah, he needs more time, and Into the Breach isn't really giving it to them. We did see, of course, pointed out there, the Lycan, he does have Shard. So pretty cool that even has the opportunity to push those lanes constantly.
Totally.
They even get this bot tower now. He just cuts it. He puts the Black Dragon with some Wolves, and yeah, it's taken out.
You think about what this was, this game coming into it. You take a look at the esportsbets.io. It was
good odds.
Pretty heavily favored into Nigma, but Into the Breach definitely looking solid in this one to 66% in-game for Dota. And, I mean, again, there's still a lot of potential to split push. Nature's Prophet, the king of that. But Into the Breach are going to keep running at him, it feels like.
They're finding such great windows, and this Ember, who I feel like they probably wanted the Ember to have a worse time, has done excellent. 2-1-4 with his moves with Immersion. He's going to have this Shivas early on, and looking at the disables on the side of Nigma, it's kind of tough for them to just chain CC these speedy cores, the Ember, the Ursa, until they do have something like the Gleipnir on the Nature's Prophet. Their catch is quite limited for these heroes, so...
And this type of a play right here, this is what you were talking about, that Maelstrom, just to clear through all the summons so quickly. And then the rest of the team rolling in down bottom, trying to take this fight. Are they going to be able to find anybody? The Wolves hunting, they're scouting. They went down south, but it was MC who went up to the north. Immersion, if his smoke breaks, he's going to roll right in, it feels like, and he spots him right away. Oh, but the dodge doesn't manage to get it. The silence, Magnetize out, connects now onto both of them, rolls in for another round. Magnetize is all in on top of everybody from Nigma, but Zibe, he has to run.
They're too deep.
They've got way too much damage here, trying to escape out of there, but the Supernova and the turn! Oh, and now with Supreme showing up. Can they turn this all around? Amar, he's kind of in no man's land.
Oh my God.
And look at this, Into the Breach. They find another huge win.
I can't believe Ziba is alive, too. It looked like they committed too far, but quick egg reset that Sunray. And Amar, he's the one who ends up going a bit too far right before he has BKB finished. He tries to get involved and just dies.
That one hurts a lot. Sumail, he's also getting close to BKB now as we take a look at this replay here. Man, what could have been? And Immersion's the one that sets it up again.
Over and over again. It really did look like they were going to get that kill, right? Like, because look at Jibbe. He commits forward, and he's like, oh my God, Cad's quelling so he can get away or take a resets, but then it's really the egg and that Sunray in combination that gets everything.
Unreal. I think I said it was the BKB soon for Sumail. It's actually the Maelstrom. Obviously had it in the last fight. But regardless, you know, at this point in time, Into the Breach very much looking like they're the ones setting the tempo, and Nigma coming up short with answers.
Yeah, now it's Into the Breach who might actually be the one who gets the Gleipnir before that Nature's Prophet to get the catch constantly. It's really just them playing an excellent game of these aggressive super aggressive rotations from Immersion. Not many people are playing the Earth Spirit right now, but he's making it look good. 6-2-9. He's 15 of the 17 kills, and he's been the one charging and starting them. And we did say he's perhaps going to want like a Yule Scepter versus Ursa. He's getting close to it as well, too. Great itemization.
I mean, the thing that's most crazy to me about that stat line is the 2, right? Like,
Yeah.
you obviously anticipate getting involved in kills as Earth Spirit, but you often don't live after the fact. But they've been making it happen. So BKB finally done on Ursa at this point. Again, not a sort of commentary on his gameplay, but more just the state of the game and where it's been going. It's been rough for this entire team to come up with answers to this. Do you think this gives them enough to fight?
I mean, Nigma's got to start fighting to slow this down, or they're just going to lose the whole map. Like I feel like they haven't even used Roar. Like, they need MC to get involved. They need to find some type of pickoffs, but it's been into the breach, reading the map and making the first moves.
Smoke up. Can they find them off guard here? Tier 2 tower is already taken. And at the same time, they just finished the AC on Lycan.
He's huge. He really is so farmed.
Supreme just went through everybody. With the Shiva's guard there too, Omar has to run away. Taker, he is a ton. He takes over the Dragon. They're all trying to run away, but supports are going to get mauled. The Lycan runs in. Safe lane Lycan. Don't say it's not here. It's not real. It is strong.
They're making it look good with the way that they're both simultaneously going in. Immersion, again, by the way, he's the one who catches the 2 supports. And then, like you said, too, the AC was finished. And look how fast this tower's dropping.
Dude, it's dropping so quickly. 6K gold lead now. And if they go up here and take this Rax, I mean, it feels like Nigma Galaxy have to stop it right now. Supreme being brought down. Is it enough? They do have enough to kill him. But that was BKB used on both of them. And now backing away into the breach, look to escape from this. But are Nigma Galaxy going to chase? Can they find him? It doesn't look like they're going to go out that much further yet.
Supreme pushing the limits a little too much. There we see the roar finally from MC to get the catch.
Trying to take down the wolves that were stolen away. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of creeps get stolen around right now.
Back and forth. Enchantress taking theirs, Dominator or Overlord taking the other Overlord.
And then the enchant targets Ancients can also work on Helm's Overlord too, if I remember right. Yeah,
that's going to take time though, because it is a 5-inch, right? But
yeah, we
do see that it is a 5-inch who's actually becoming a 4-inch quickly, as we see Kuroki starting to get some skilling as well. So next task really for Into the Breach is just continue to dominate map, look for next Roche, and then eventually go into that tower push. But right now, they're looking really good. They're actually, their timings are all looking just a bit faster than their opposing side as Supreme switches it up. Okay, so he did have the Gleipnir selected. He actually finished, he buys a shard instead, and he's going to look to go for Winkings to deal with that roar.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting point, right? Because you would imagine with the AC aura, with the Shivas, Ember would have been able to survive through that initiation, but, you know, Ursa on top of you, it starts to become a little bit too tough.
Yeah, I think Dagger of Restore was popped as well, too, so just that little bit of extra physical. Does not have the survivability. They did pick up an early gem, so we'll look to limit the vision, catch out those Hawks. Just but I think the main thing about this gem is it's an aggressive gem. Keep looking to play with your advantage. Keep looking to get on these faces of these heroes that can be squishy, like the Nature's Prophet.
Well, they are obviously waiting for that next Roche. It's a little bit on the longer side, 2 minutes here for Into the Breach.
Bit unfortunate for them. I think a short spawn would have been phenomenal for them. They could actually have probably just gotten a Rax if they get Aegis immediately. So we'll give time for Nigma Galaxy to finish that next salvo of items, which I think the big one is going to be Gleipnir for that catch, so they actually have secondary. They actually have a way to slow down, push, and catch heroes.
They also finished the Blink Dagger on the Ursa, so if they do manage to get that roar onto anybody, I mean, not just the Ember, at this point the Viper could be a pretty solid target too. It's going to be a pretty quick blow up.
Lots of defensive mechanisms, though, right? We see now Hurricane Pike for Jibe after having Aghanims. Right. I believe it was a Halberd that's soon coming out for a Taker. So they're covering their bases. They've got a ton of defensive items as Sneaky Wolves.
Hey.
Range Rax.
Nice Rax you got there. Shame if something were to happen to it. Oh, the range creep comes in. I don't think it's going to matter. I think this is just theirs.
It's dead. Oh, the Wolves are going to time out.
Oh, well. 1, 2, 3 on the damage. Probably will send another one in a couple here.
Yeah. But they're keeping their lanes pushed out. You see Sumail and MC are pushing up bottom to try to create a distraction play, because next big thing is going to be that Roche. So 30 seconds until it does spawn. Both teams going to look to scout around the area.
Yeah, and fair play also here, Nigma keeping those lanes shoved and like always sort of trying to right the ship a little bit. Like,
yeah, look at these Wolves. He's doing it again. This time he's just cutting the wave.
Oh man, that's got to be so annoying.
So lane positioning should be pretty good for Into the Breach to set up for that rush. Let's see how Nigma's got to start running over and prepping. Right now, they have no vision in the area.
Yeah, Narosh is about to respawn. It feels as if now they're, well, they don't have backdoor protection anymore, but they smoke up, start heading over this direction. Supreme actually almost breaks that smoke by remnanting through it all.
I'm just continuing to watch these wolves. He's sending them again.
Up on the high ground and jumps right there with them, but then the roll away, Immersion lives through it, but ends up dying to Kuro. Impetus shot buys back immediately. The rest of Into the Breach backing away. Nigma Galaxy chasing. Immersion tried for the slow, doesn't quite have enough. Sumail not doing anything to O-Taker, and instead is just going to kill off GH. Supreme finds some more of the supports, completely evaporates that NP. Oh, the Supreme lives. Oh, Immersion, what a save! Amar in trouble, roll through. It's not enough to get the kill, but it's definitely enough to get the Roche.
Immersion. Great kick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saves the Ember Spirit there, as he's the one who starts the fight, causes panic. Supreme gets the commitment onto the back. They're feeling good.
Absolutely. I haven't seen the highlight player tip somebody else. It's like, there, you're welcome, buddy, for the buyback.
I can't believe he lives. Well, he lives for a second, then gets hit by Impetus, but the buyback into saving that Ember Spirit is huge, and you can see the damage on the side of Nigma. It's not enough. O-Taker, no BKB, but he is so damn tanky with this Halberd and AC. He's just running right through them. Sumail's full BKB does next to nothing, and then he's surrounded.
Right, and like even that Gleipnir, I'm not sure what it was used on, but it looked like it was still on cooldown in that fight. It feels like it almost has to be used on these like summons to try and slow down that run at the supports. It's so rough otherwise. Maybe even another one.
Yeah, they've lost full control of this game. I mean, it's been Into the Breach now for the last 10+ minutes that have been the ones dictating pace, dictating team fights, and it just feels like it's going to get worse and worse, actually, for Nigma. I think this is not the way that they wanted this game to be going whatsoever. They have Nature's Prophet, they have Beastmaster, they have Ursa. They're the ones who want to be dictating pace. They're the ones who be taking objectives in Roche. Not the case whatsoever. And now this Ember, he's huge. Lycan feels unkillable. Game's feeling very difficult for them.
Dude, safe lane Lycan. What year is it?
Right? Earth Spirit and safe lane Lycan. But it's looking hot. It's looking great. Immersion has continued to impress on his all-star hero.
Yeah, all these guys looking really, really good. As Nigma, they're going to need to come up with some answers now as they're getting ready to head on up towards, I would imagine, high ground, although they might just run on through, see if they can catch somebody. As soon as they spot everybody from Nigma in their base, they'll know that be able to find anybody over on the top side of the map, but they do spot an Arcane Rune for Supreme. And with his Lincolns, he is not really afraid of anything.
No, they have to, well, as long as once they see it, they don't know that Lincolns is there, though. If they can break it, then they can get some type of Roar lift. I mean, they'll kill him once. He does have Aegis, though, so likely to survive afterwards. And they can't deal with the pressure, the overwhelming Lycan, and them just getting in the faces.
Yep. Supreme, Shivas, spots MC, but can't quite connect onto him with that Slight. So back towards mid they go, and pings onto that melee Rax. Supreme, the one that's up front and center. They
dodge.
Force out the Remnant away.
They could still look to set up maybe with like the Wrath of Nature to break the Lincolns and then use a Roar as well if it's not GH that's going to do it. They do have a couple different options to stop that Lincoln's play, but Sumail, he's got to be careful.
Heads up play by him. I mean, obviously still had BKB, and well, he wouldn't have had TP actually. It would have been still a couple of seconds.
Yep. He's pushing the limits as a tip comes out onto Amar.
Wonder if there's some beef there.
Maybe. They're probably just feeling very confident. Nigma is trapped in the base.
Yeah. And they really can't do much at this point at all. Continue to get further and further ahead on Into the Breach.
They're all the lanes shoved in. I really like the way that he built on this Lycan too. Even like the shard that he purchased, you can see the effect that it's been causing. Every lane is constantly pushed in it, and that's Nigma Galaxy with the Nature's Prophet getting every lane constantly pushed into their face. So it's an impressive feat.
Well, it's still looking like now is, you know, they back out again. Sumail at least has been able to maintain some amount of farm out in the jungle and trying to keep up with that Ember Spirit. But a smoke up again by Into the Breach, and they're looking to find Amar. He is in the mid lane heading away, but GH right there now. Immersion breaks onto him. Roll over, but a good lift, and Supreme's in. First hit bash. Okay, but the rest of the team showing up, and
MC's just dead.
It's way too much damage. Kuro's in trouble. It's a triple kill for Supreme, and with no buyback on 2 of them, this is going to be a tier 3 tower.
Oh my, yeah, mind control committed for the Octarine. Yeah, no buyback onto him. This is likely just 2 racks, and also Sumail.
BKB there. Immersion gonna go for the Walrus runaway.
Ogre Seal Totem. Amazing item, of course. You can dive pretty far. And again, Sumail
gets kicked back in with no BKB, nowhere to go. He's gonna fall. And they know exactly right now where Amar is.
I think they've done it. I think that's it. I don't think that there's any hope there left for Nigma Galaxy.
What a freaking excellent execution coming out from Into the Breach. And I mean, definitely one of the teams that like people were most on the fence about, we're not anticipating a lot from, but they're showing up here and taking down a team in game number 1 that just took a game off Tundra.
It looked good in all 3 games versus Tundra. Even their early game, they looked pretty good, but Into the Breach right afterwards, they just seemed to have their number. The tower pressure, this Earth Spirit just diving in and catching on top of this Nature's Prophet over and over again. Into the Breach, it's the last Rex.
Bay doesn't really want to step forward there that much. They're going to find that Atos, break the blink onto Amar, but the Aegis is expired. Doesn't matter. They move on in, take the Mega Creep, and at this point, surely Nigma feeling pretty rough about their chances.
They literally haven't been able to fight for about 15 to 20 minutes. It's just been Into the Breach over and over again.
27-11, Into the Breach, having all the answers.
And I'm glad that they're doing it in their own style, right? Like in safe lane or Spirit 4 position, it's a bit of a different draft, but it's absolutely worked versus Nigma.
The Wolves scouting, and this has been the key. Oh my god! That Gleipnir, the roll through! Swiss cheese! It's a tasty sandwich as Amar, he's disarmed, doesn't have a chance to play Dota. Nice ward, bruh. Game is over. GG. Into the Breach, take it.
With style and in a decimating fashion. Like, it was only the first 10 minutes that looked good for Nigma Galaxy, and then afterwards, yeah. Into the Breach, making it look hot and doing it fancy too. Like these wolf scouting and stuff like that, but